2025.
If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I'm drama-free and that I usually keep my cool. But there's something that I want to address that's kind of hit a boiling point for me. Over the last couple of days or months, you might have heard some rumors about me that may not have painted me in the best light. This is something that I've been dealing with daily that goes back almost 4 years ago. Before we get started, I gotta give you guys some background on who I am and what I used to do. I used to be a gaming content creator over on Facebook. I live streamed a game. I used to be a...
Is that... Wait, do I know these people that are in the picture with him?
Something that I've been dealing with daily that goes back almost 4 years ago. Before we get started,
Megan Fox,
I gotta
right?
give you guys some background on who I am and what I used to do.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, chat. I couldn't tell if it was Megan Fox or Olivia Munn. I don't know, but I guess it's Megan Fox. Damn. Okay.
Used to be a gaming content creator over on Facebook. I live streamed a game called PUBG Mobile, and I had over 500,000 followers. With an audience this big, there's obviously going to be one or two weird people amongst them. And one of those people, her name was Catherine. Catherine and I exchanged Snapchat usernames. I soon decided that this was not something I wanted to pursue, being that this person was on the other side of the country. She also had kids. I wasn't really looking for something like that. I eventually got into a relationship with someone local to me, and this is where things got strange. Catherine immediately started taking to the internet and posting pictures that I shared with her on my own social medias, trying to do her best to get a reaction out of me. And that's when I decided to cut all communications with her and decided she's probably not somebody I want to associate with anymore. And my intuition was correct. She ended up being somebody who was persistently calling, texting, emailing, and pursuing me on all of my...
Wait, hold on.
More. And my intuition was correct. She ended up being somebody who was persistently calling, texting, emailing, and...
Fuck off, psychopath. After you
pursuing me on all of my social medias.
I'm about to fuck you and your boyfriend. What? She's been calling me, texting me.
Over the course of 3 years.
She created dozens of accounts that continue to harass me. I had to repeatedly block her. Yeah, so I had heard about him having like a legitimate stalker, but I never knew the details of it. She's called him over 500 times in the past 4 years. I've blocked multiple of her accounts. Oh my god.
And I still have no idea what her goal is, but I do know what she's achieved. Eventually, this became something that I had to warn people in my life about, including my coworkers, relationships, my close family, that Catherine might eventually reach out to them and try to contact me through them. This eventually took such a toll on my mental health that I turned to addiction and started living a very dysfunctional lifestyle. With a mixture of my alcoholism and...
Mac in here? Which Mac? Like my Mac?
And paranoia of interacting with my stalker, I eventually saw my gaming career come to an end. Daisy was kind enough to offer me a place to live in her apartment until I got back on my feet. This was, of course, after I'd already been sober for a few months and decided I need to turn my life around. Eventually, I started streaming political content here on TikTok on this channel, where I found a new passion and possibly a career to get me back on my feet. Months into my sobriety, I came to the conclusion that we were probably just not compatible. And over the course of a few months and a few fights, I decided it was time I go live on a friend's couch and eventually just try to find my own place. Shortly after Daisy and I broke up, I started reaching out to people who I had harmed through my alcoholism, and one of which was an ex who, in reaching out to make amends, it reignited our connection. During this time, Daisy decided to take to TikTok and go live every day, seemingly all day, and air out our dirty laundry and tell people things that mostly weren't true. Things such as that
You really need to
that I owed her money.
talk sense into your friend. He's a cheater and uses people for money. He plays the victim so that people don't believe the women that he has betrayed. He makes it like his exes are the crazy ones when really he just immature and can't be a real man.
Or that I mistreated her in any sort of way. And Daisy went on to say things that were complete lies, such as that I never paid any bills. But right here are screenshots of
Pickles food. Wait. Hold on, Neely. You don't have to mute people that disagree. Hold on. Sorry, Linda, I unmuted. You don't have to move people that disagree.
of Daisy and I's relationship via Cash App and Venmo, showing me paying multiple bills over the
No, not Trinity. You can mute Trinity. You can wait. I was not talking about Trinity. On the mute. Yeah, no. You can mute Trinity. That's fine.
this time period, including bills for my dog to see the vet hospital that she works at, as well as electricity, food, you name it. I want to take this time and emphasize the fact that I'm very grateful to have had somebody in my life to help me get on my feet, and when I was in a time of need, give me food and shelter. But considering her actions in trying to steal my dog, but considering her actions in trying to
for everything for her, but when I learned you actually adopted her and cared for her first, then it changed. She is very sad Pickles is gone, and at a time I thought y'all might be able to work out a shared agreement.
steal my dog and to make friends with my actual stalker, and Daisy eventually goes.
Okay, so this right here, this is Pickles told me about this very recently. This is insane to me. Okay, this makes me not trust Daisy's word anymore, because because when they were together, right? Daisy talked about how dangerous and how horrible the stalker situation is, and now, she's friends with the stalker. That's when it became because with any breakup, right? I feel like there's obviously there's three sides of the story. There's her side, his side, and then the truth, right? So when I first heard about it, I thought they were both kind of in the wrong. But play the damn video. I'm sorry, Wade. Do you want to just go watch it on your own? It's on his website, on his TikTok. But the moment I find out she modded his stalker, it became very clear to me who was in the right. And I'm sorry if you're fine, Wade. No, you're fine. You're fine. I've just I'm a little on edge because this really bothered me. I found this out very recently, by the way. Before or after she dated him. Yeah, she modded this. So when they were together, and even right after the breakup, she talked about how he had a stalker and how it had affected her life negatively. Right? But now, if she's being friends with the stalker, very clearly she's doing it to hurt Pickles. And I don't know what he could have done to warrant that, because from what I've learned, his biggest sins were not paying for rent or whatever. Which, I mean, that's something. Who are we talking about? Pickles and his ex. And that's something. Like I said, like they could have both kind of been in the wrong on that. To become friends with his stalker to hurt him, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm washing my hands of this person. Period. Like he's contacted the police, the FBI about this person. and she's bringing her up on her live to Daisy's bringing the stalker up on her live to punish Pickles. That's not okay. Be careful, Alina might use this 10-minute topic for her next live. Dan hosted a 20-minute live talking about Daisy. Oh God, yeah. No.
Goes to share pictures of me in my underwear. Goes to share pictures
let's go back
actions in trying to steal my dog and to make friends with my actual.
Daisy is live right now talking about everything. I need the only way I'll watch anything is if she opens the live with "I am friends with Pickles the stalker because I gotta hear the rest of that sentence. Absolutely insane. And also for anyone that was here before, she tried to gaslight me in real time. When I kicked her and I was like, don't think I don't know that you've been a part of the group of people that are harassing my community nonstop, the Alina people. And she's like, what? I'm not a part of that. Bro, we have screenshots. Like, miss me with that. She gave context. What possible context is there to becoming friends with the stalker that you said was destroying both of your lives? Yeah, she's live with Alina in there. Of course she's live with Alina. Well, of course. Alina's got a new topic. She's on day 34 of the Unfuck America. Here we go. New topic.
Stalker. And Daisy eventually goes to share pictures of me in my underwear to my stalker, which she then turned and used AI to impose a bottle of wine in my hand and then email it back to me multiple times.
What the fuck?
This is the same stalker that threatened to unalive my dog and physically harm Daisy. The same stalker that Daisy has been claiming to have been.
So this is Daisy's Facebook post. Well, the stalker must be out of jail because she contacted me last night. Truly the last thing I need right now. But she's aware of the breakup, and I can at least hope that I'll never have to deal with her again. That's what she said, and now she's friends with the stalker?
Been harassing her as well over the last few years. This same woman who was arrested last November on felony charges of.
Okay, so Daisy and Alina, I know you guys are watching. I need an explanation. What possible thing could Pickles have done to have warranted you becoming friends? They're watching right now, chat. You becoming friends with his stalker that was making your life miserable. What could it be other than I want to hurt Pickles? You could just say it with your chest and say I want to hurt Pickles. That's fine, but that's not cool. That's not a cool thing to do to another human being.
Breaking and entering and battery of an
And before the Alina say Dan's yelling at women, yes, I will yell at bad women. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm going to do it. If you're a woman and a bad person, you're going to get the same heat.
Elderly person. I decided it was best to go no contact and even as far as to just leave about 90% of all of my belongings in her apartment for her to just throw away. After all, she was conspiring with her friends to literally steal my dog. So I even had to go as far as to say that I would get the sheriff to come open the door if she wouldn't let me get my dog, which I have had for 12 years, and she's only lived with for under 1 year. It's been roughly 5 months since all of this started, and my goal was to keep this drama to myself and to let this blow over, but this has been dragged out all the way until today, and I can't stand to watch people on the internet listen to someone else lying about me and spreading rumors that are not true, and watching some of my people in my community go away based on complete lies. The last thing I want to do is deter my community and the people on TikTok from believing women. At this point, I just thought it was time for me to share my side of the story so that y'all had all of the facts. I wish absolutely no harm to anybody mentioned today. I am all too familiar with cyberbullying and hatred that could happen online and the effects it could have on your mental health. I just want a clean slate. I want to cut through the noise, and I want to be able to continue doing what I love. If you've been following me for a while.
She also said he brought this stalker situation on himself. What? I just need to know. I need to know. The only question I want answered is, what did Pickles do to warrant becoming friends with his stalker? That's all. That's the only question I need answered before I continue any kind of conversation. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. You can answer it in chat if you want. Yeah, Pickles. That's the question I'm having trouble with here. What can someone do to deserve to be stalked? Hey Tanner, I don't know if you wanted to say anything. I see Caffeine brought you up.
Fuck, man. At this point, I'm just gonna. I don't know. I was gonna talk, but I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm just gonna let you roll out again. I guess I'll talk if I feel like I need to talk. I don't know. You know, mostly this. I don't. This isn't my shit, but I was. You have an echo, by the way. I don't know if that's here.
It's a TikTok glitch sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a minute where I was playing mediator. Fuck, mediator. Holy shit, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I had a long shift at work. I was a mediator for Daisy and Pickles because they were both I was both their friends. And I still respect Daisy. I'm not, by the way, I'm not shitting on her name. And I respected both John and Daisy, and I was a mediator for the two between after when they broke up. And I don't have the conversations anymore. I wish I did. If Daisy has them and then you want to show them, I'm totally cool with that. About how me and Daisy would talk about, I told her that, I would help me and Daisy agreed that we would help each other get rid of the stalker. If she came into Pickles live, we would block her, and then she would let me know, like, she'd be like, hey, this is her new account. Let's block her. So I was like, okay, I agree with that. I'm totally cool with that. So me and her were totally chill on that. It was super cool on that. And then, she was, Catherine was going up on Daisy's lives and like actively, like they were just like fucking becoming friends and shit. And I was just sitting there so confused. Like me and Daisy were just talking about how we were trying to get rid of the stalker, even if the situation ended rocky between, John and Daisy. And like, I was just fucking godsmacked that like that this stalker is up on Daisy's panel and becoming friends with her 2 weeks, like literally like weeks before. We're just talking about how, we're going to make sure that all the fake accounts are not there. All of the, it blows my mind. She says if she would let me up, I could explain it. I don't know what the fuck there is to explain. You actively, go ahead, Dan. You muted.
I said it a few times, like, I'm willing to have a conversation, but no conversation begins without the following sentence. I became friends with Pickles' stalker because blank. So start with that, and then we'll see if we have a conversation, because that is so insane to me. I can't think of what somebody would have to have done to me to make that okay.
Mm-hmm. And I will mute if Daisy comes up, because I don't want to dogpile.
I mean, I frankly, I just want to check with Pickles first.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on. What happened to his poor girl? He has a dog now. Right, Tanner?
Correct. Yeah. And I mean, this is somebody who was like fucking doing weird shit with me too, like the stalker. I remember when Pickles was just switching into the gaming or to politics, like the few couple weeks.
Jesus, finally. What did you want me to say?
Why did you become friends with Pickles' stalker?
Well, I thought there was like a whole like sentence or like phrase you wanted me to
I became friends with Pickles' stalker because
I became friends with Pickles' stalker. Her name is Catherine, because she reached out to me and she was very honest about what actually happened between John. I'm going to call him John. I can't call him Pickles. Pickles is a dog. She was very honest about what happened between John and herself. And John misled me, saying that he only exchanged a few text messages with her. And she has the receipts. She has receipts of how he flirted with her, how he led her on. She has receipts of all the money that she would send him. And I just...
Chat, by the way, when she says all the money she would send him, this is Catherine would send me donations just like anybody else when I was streaming video games. Like, she would send me stars, which was like the Facebook version of gifts here on TikTok, and she would send me like a $10 or $20 donation. This wasn't like a thing where she would send me like $100 for my bills or something. This was just her being a person that sent me money while I was gaming.
Genuinely felt bad for her because I had gotten out of a long relationship with him where I was misled as well. And she apologized to me. She was very honest with me. She was like, yeah, I made those crazy accounts. Yes, I harassed you. Yes, I harassed him. Her mental health wasn't at a good place either. As a woman, I don't want to talk too much about her personal shit, but
Are you justifying stalking?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Hi, John. I'm not justifying it. I never justified it, and I told her that. I didn't tell her that. I never said that it was okay what she did to him. What I was willing to do is be her friend and guide her out of that behavior, if that makes sense. Just told her, like, you know what? He's not worth it. He's not worth you continuing to act this way. I mean, she was making fake accounts and like watching his entire lives. And I even asked her, did you message me on Etsy? She admitted that to me. She admitted that to me as well.
Etsy.
So the reason I'm saying that you're justifying it is because you're saying that because Pickles had more texts with this person than he had let on, according to you.
Oh, that's not all of it. That's not all of it. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
So then Pickles, John, turned his back on his gaming community. This gaming community that supported him since 2018. This gaming community that he...
So because I turned my back on my gaming community, she became friends with my stalker? What?
He wouldn't have been able to move out of his parents' house if it wasn't for this.
I don't mean to interrupt you. What does this have to do with the stalker?
A lot, because he then said that his gaming community ain't shit and that they didn't do anything for him. These people, he wouldn't have afforded his lifestyle if it wasn't for these people.
You have proof of that?
So when they...
That's what I talk about.
When they...
I wrote a text to somebody, okay? Somebody, yeah, for people who need context, I used to be a gamer that I was a gaming streamer, and I had a gaming community that was really big. And after a while, like during I was struggling with alcoholism and stuff, it could like really dwindled down. There were very few people watching me at a certain point. And this ended up giving me more viewership. And at one point, someone said, you should, like, don't you think you owe your gaming community something? And I was like, what do I owe them? Like, a lot of them were Trumpers. A lot of them were from like India, from like they didn't care. They didn't even really talk to me. Some of them I didn't even share a language with. So it's like I have this new community, all US based, all of them like-minded people like you guys. And I went on this rant via text with somebody who was mutual in this me and Daisy drama. And this mutual person ended up forwarding this rant in text to Daisy. And Daisy spread it off spread it to everybody. But basically what it said was like, it's like, I don't owe these people anything. They don't support me now in what I'm doing. What I have built, this channel on TikTok and my main channel, I don't owe them anything for that. Like, this was me. I made this channel. I grew this channel. I owe this community something. I owe you guys a thanks. But my old community, I don't owe them anything for my growth here. And she thinks this also justifies someone stalking me? What?
When he turned his back on them, they came out and were like, you know what? We knew about his behavior towards Catherine. We just didn't want to get in the middle of it. But we knew that he kind of brought it upon himself.
I brought it upon myself.
We knew that he was lying about his role in leading her on. Again, that doesn't excuse her stalking behavior. I'm not saying it does, but he kind of painted himself as this like innocent guy. And
this victim of stalking. That's right.
Yeah. And
she said, yeah.
No, I actually didn't hear what you said.
A victim of stalking. Yeah. Yeah, there is nothing he could have done. No amount of leading. Listen, if he led someone on, we could talk about him like the Harry Sisson situation, but so, it does not justify being stalked.
I am not justifying the stalking. I'm justifying the fact that I finally listened to her.
You're also saying, by the way, that he completely ditched his gaming community. What about me? Where did I come from?
You came from his gaming community because you're actually interested in politics, unlike most of his gaming community who
I'm fucking 19 years old, dude. I joined it because he let me. He asked me to. He was a good friend.
Yeah. Okay, you're one out of how many? One out of his 500K that he keeps bragging about?
He doesn't brag about it.
Yes, he does. He brags about having. He bragged about his 500K in the video he posted tonight.
I don't know if I can trust you because for the. Go ahead, Dan. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can I ask about a quote? When you said that he brought this stalking thing on to himself.
He didn't bring the stalking upon himself, but he wasn't as innocent as he portrayed himself to be regarding this woman. Because he told everyone that, oh, I only messaged her a couple times.
Which is still true. I probably messaged her a total of like 20 text messages historically.
Like, it was total. Just... It's not true.
How many messages would warrant 3 years of stalking?
He wants to call me a liar. He's a liar too. He's more of a liar than I am.
Oh, God. Okay, what did he lie about? Because I saw the receipts. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay, y'all are so focused on the soccer thing. Fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being focused on the fact that you befriended a dangerous person.
She's not dangerous. That's the thing. Is I've gotten to know
jail
her.
For battery.
Okay, so that's another thing is I learned the story about that. The charges were bogus and they got dropped. She's a free woman. The charges were dropped. He doesn't know that. I know that because I'm friends with her.
Even if we ignore the charges, I didn't even know about that. That's just something Tanner just brought up.
Oh,
stalking for 3 years, stalking a person for 3 years is dangerous. You even admitted it was dangerous in your Facebook post that he put up there.
And the text between us that I've deleted, but I would love for you to bring them up about how we were just talking weeks before.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, Tanner. I am not stalking John.
Nobody said that, but why the fuck am I
debatably
fucking balls in you? This is ridiculous, Daisy. You need to fucking get over him.
I'm over him. I don't care about him.
Daisy, for the last 2 to 3 months, you've had your Instagram bio about him. You've had your TikTok bio about him. You've made posts about him, talking about, oh my God, look at this Netflix thing about the worst ex ever.
Yeah, that was back in January. You want to hear about how his family has been harassing me? About how his mom texted me that she was going to call ICE on my parents?
That was months ago. We saw that.
So what's the stuff that I posted,
He didn't
Tanner?
condone it. That's
so
his
why
mom.
is it not okay for me to have made those posts months ago, but it's okay?
Mom.
I condemn my parents doing that. I'm not my parents. I can't help what my crazy MAGA mom says.
For his mom.
He didn't condone it. That's his mother. That is his mother.
Okay, so you want to know what he did? He tried to get me fired. He wouldn't pay his dog's vet bill. I had to pay that because.
Okay, this is a lie right here. So The reason her and I even started talking again in the first place was my dog had bladder stones, and she works at a vet clinic that does like emergency services for animals. And I brought her in, and I was struggling at the time with money. So Daisy used her employee discount and the ability to like have the clinic let her pay things off at whatever pace she wanted. And I'll iterate. Oh my god. And I basically was like, I paid off. The first bill was like $400. I paid it off in 3 months. I paid it off in like segments of $100 and change in the first 3 months. This was years ago, years and years and years ago, like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. And basically, Daisy took the money that I paid her for those dogs, like those vet bills, and never paid her bills, is what I've learned. She never paid those bills off with the money I gave her via Cash App. So Daisy instead took it and went on vacation and kept those invoices open on her account at work. Yeah. And then it was like February. I get a text message from her place of work saying, "You have an invoice for $425. And I went, "What the fuck is this?" So I called her place of work, and they're like, "Well, yeah, you owe this money because you never paid Daisy back for this." I'm like, first of all, this sounds weird. This sounds really illegal. I never even had an agreement with this place of business. It was under Daisy's name. So what they did was Daisy gave them my personal information, somebody in billing or whatever, put all of this shit together, and like basically put my personal information in this business's billing portal and sent me a bill when I had already paid Daisy back for this. And then Daisy, on a separate occasion, took Pickles into the clinic against my wishes because Pickles maybe had like a sprained back or something. And the clinic cleared Pickles and said, "Listen, she probably just like pulled a muscle or something." So the clinic gave Pickles painkillers, and the bill was $85. And if anything, I might owe Daisy $85. I don't remember if I paid it back, so I'm gonna give her benefit of the doubt. I might owe her $85. That's about it. I might have paid her back though. I don't know.
He refused to pay that?
We just showed proof of that in the TikTok.
What?
We just showed proof of that in the TikTok.
Proof of what?
That he
Of him
paid.
paying, if I've been paying you back.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Why did my
Let's talk about that. Because he showed the total amount of money. Am I going to be able to talk?
Yeah, sorry, I muted it. I'm just finding the
Okay.
clip. Go ahead.
So let's talk about that, because he has these screenshots of all the transactions he sent to me, and there's like a total of $8,000 or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
John and I have dated on and off since 2020. So though that total includes transactions from before he moved in with me, that total includes money that he sent me for our Walt Disney World trip.
False lie. That's a lie. Why would I send her money for a trip I paid for in full? I paid for that full Disney trip with my own money, straight out of my bank account. Why would I send her money for that? No. So I don't know why I just got flagged. That's crazy. Yeah, and I have receipts, but I've taken her on 2 full vacations, fully paid for by me. She paid $0. So her trying to lump this into that, I don't know what that is. What I will say, which she didn't bring up, is that she did work for me. And I think I paid her a couple $1,000s, not 8 though. But over the course of 3 years, her sending me only $400 says a lot. I paid for every single meal that we've ever eaten ever. And which was like every time we hung out. I bought dinner every single time. When I had money, I spent it. I fucking flaunted it. I gave her so much Like, not saying she owes me anything, but for her to turn around and be like, I bought you ramen noodles, is a little wild.
Yeah, that total, he did not send me $8,000 in the 9 months that he lived with me. That includes transactions from 2021, 2022. So that's very misleading. That is super, super misleading. You can ask him. We dated.
He said he
since
paid for your
2020.
entire Walt Disney trip.
Yeah. Yeah. So that doesn't include him helping me with bills in the 9 months that he.
False. There's literally line items in the video that say things like Pika. That's for electricity. Pika, like Pikachu, that was for electricity. Dog food, $50 here, $50 there. She would get like passive aggressive with me and come up with like an invoice and send it to me when she was in a bad mood, and I've never hesitated. Every time she sent me an invoice on Cash App or Venmo, I paid it immediately, every single time.
He moved in with me. Like that's very misleading.
Wait,
And this justifies your friendship with the stalker, right?
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a fucking liar.
wait, okay, hold on. So we all know about the fungibility of money, right? Like if he's paying for an entire Disney trip, but
that was in 2022, and then we broke up and we got back together, and he went broke, and I let him move in with me, and he didn't work until he started streaming on TikTok in like August.
okay. So
Okay.
I just want it to be clear. So your claim is that you are currently friends with his stalker
Oh my
because
God.
you want to make the stalker stop being a stalker? Is that your claim?
No, I'm friends with the stalker because I don't give a shit about anything.
Okay, yeah, you're back.
This is bad. This is bad. Again, if you guys care about, if you guys would really care, like, instead of victim blaming somebody, imagine if the roles were reversed. She had a stalker. She had a male stalker, harassed her for 3 years. It caused her serious trauma. She sought professional help for it. She's called the FBI, the police multiple times, has a open investigation, has sought out lawyers and all sorts of things. If that was to happen and I were to go befriend that dude after we broke up, I would be one of the worst person I knew. Like, I would be a horrible person for that, period. That's bad.
Bad person. I hate to break it to you. You seemed very nice. You really did. But that's insane to me. That's insane.
There's no justifying.
Okay.
That's just not okay.
I'm a bad person.
I'm a bad person. I'm
need
friends with a
help.
stalker. I want to hurt my ex so bad. I'm friends with the person that he
wanna
called the
hurt
police
my
on.
ex. I don't care about him. He's a
You
loser.
don't? Then why did you go live for a month straight talking about him every single day?
That was
Every
right
single day.
after the breakup, Tanner, and because people
I'm 20
needed to
fucking years old.
know
I've never done that
he
shit. You're a
used me
grown-ass
for
fucking
9
woman.
months. He lied to me, saying that he loved me and that he wanted to be with me.
AKA, we were in a relationship. Martina, you should watch my most recent video on my main account. If you kind of want to know the tea. And yes, I know that people in Daisy's friend group hate for me to bring this up and expose this more and drag this out a little bit further than I initially wanted to. But Dan was kind enough to upload this video to YouTube, and I wasn't here to watch the whole thing, so I want to watch it and I want to watch it with y'all.
He lied to me, acted like he wanted to be in a relationship with me, when really all he wanted was somewhere to live for free for 9 months. I bought him his green stuff. I bought him his nicotine. I bought his groceries. I bought his dog's food. I paid for everything. When we went on dates, I paid for everything.
And you're so
I
mad
didn't
about it that
lie.
you're friends with his stalker.
Guys, if your significant other fell into financial hardship, you would obviously without maybe enabling them, you would take care of them, right? I would. If they broke up with you, would you ask for all that money back? I don't think so. I mean, maybe you could. It would kind of be shitty of you. But this is what she justifies all of this behavior with?
I went live to like voice the fact, like, you know what? This fucker used me. I did make those choices. I made those choices out of good faith with a man who pretended to love me and care about me.
Oh, that's insane. Okay. So you okay.
People fall out of love. And again, like what she's explaining is like, we thought we were going to get married. Yeah, she's 40 years old. I'm 36. Right now, we're of age where when we're seeing somebody else, it's kind of assumed that you're looking for something long term. And obviously it's ideal that maybe you want to marry that person, but yeah, if it doesn't work out, that's a relationship. You just figure out how to part ways as gracefully as you know how to, not do all of this shit.
But y'all are so obsessed with the stalker. Yeah, you are, Dan. You are.
Yeah, just
he was grateful for me supporting him. That's why he made a video about me. Okay, Phil, sure.
Yes, he did after this whole time. He's literally been asking for months. Like, he's been telling me, should I do something about this? He's been asking me like, should I make something about this? And he's like, I won't, because I don't want to bring up any more of this. I don't want to bring any more attention to this. But he's had fucking enough, dude. He's a grown ass fucking man. You guys need to move the fuck on.
I have moved on.
It's about fucking time you moved on. Also, didn't you I'm sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, it's clear you haven't, because you're not friends with the stalker because she's a pleasant person. Let's be real.
Oh my God.
By the way, I want to say this. I've never had a chance to explain some of this. When I was living with her and she was paying my bills, she obviously had some resentments towards me during this time. And I remember one fight specifically that made me realize that I need to get out and like move out. And it was because I brought up the fact I have misophonia, and when people chew loud around me, it fucks with me. And so I had to address it one night, and I did it in the nicest way I knew how to. I said, "Hey, can I tell you something? You chew loud." Like, and it might have something to do with me being neurodivergent. And I pulled it up on my phone, and I was like, "Bro, like, here you go. This is why I can't stand people like chewing loud around me." And she looked at me and she goes, "You can move out." So think about any other grievance or like thing in our relationship that I would want to bring up. Would I ultimately just be told to move out and be homeless if I wanted to resolve a problem in our relationship? Like, that's when I realized, it's like, I can't do this. Like, I got to move out. 60 days later, I saved up and moved out. I called my friends and I talked to them about it, and I said, this is probably the best course of action. I move out.
Y'all don't even know like the whole stalker situation. Like, I didn't even know the whole situation with the stalker.
The stalker having a background of trauma, etc., does not take away the fact that I have serious damage from this.
He threatened to kill his dog, Daisy.
I know. She did. She threatened to beat me up, Dan. She harassed me.
She's made fucking posts about me. She's made posts about me.
Why are you friends with this person?
She's made posts about Tanner. She did
why are you friends with this person?
I'm 20, dude.
Okay, Tanner, you're 20.
So if she's made posts about you and she stalked John for 3 years, 3 years, and she's made posts about you, she's made posts about Tanner, why are you friends with this person?
Because she doesn't have it against me anymore.
Oh my.
I'm not going to tell her story about all the trauma that she's been through. Okay.
Does the trauma justify stalking?
It doesn't do it.
No, it doesn't.
Thank you.
But it justifies me being willing to forgive a person. Because knowing everything she was going through while she was stalking John, and like, I will be honest, I was a complete bitch to this girl. I made this girl cry, woman.
Yeah, she deserved it. She deserved it. This woman's been calling me at 2 a.m. every day of the week for years. I've blocked thousands of this woman's number. Thousands. It tormented me to a point where I was screaming into pillows, I was crying, I was punching into drywall. I was not okay. I was not okay. That doesn't make this okay. Does not make this okay.
And I made this woman cry multiple times.
No.
Because I love this man so much that I was not nice to this person. I said some horrible things to her that I'm not proud of. I was absolutely awful to her. And I feel bad about that. Like knowing what she was going through when she was stalking my ex, again, doesn't make the stalking okay. But me compounding on that and being such a bitch to this person, I genuinely felt bad about that.
So you feel bad for the stalker?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's okay for me to. I don't justify the stalking, but I can have empathy and sympathy for someone who's gone through the things that she's been through, which I'm sure you haven't been through, Dan, and I'm sure you haven't been through.
I
Tanner.
wouldn't wish stalking
And
on
I
my
know that
worst
Dan
enemy.
John hasn't been in.
I wouldn't wish stalking on my worst.
Here's a unique thing that fucked with me having a stalker. All right. You guys have watched streams before, maybe outside of debate talk, because it's a little bit different outside of debate talk. Like when you're a gaming streamer like I was, someone stumbles into your live stream and you say, hi, hey, how you doing? What's up? How's your day? All right, watch this. And then someone sends you a gift and you say very directly, hey, thank you so much for that gift. Like every single one of these gifts that I've gotten on TikTok, I would be shouting them out directly to these people. Well, my stalker would come into my YouTube or my Twitch or my Facebook or whatever on Kick, and she would have a new name and she would pretend to be a complete stranger. And then I would say hi. And then I would have a conversation. I would try to be welcoming, like, welcome to my community. Welcome. This is my stream. This is my well-being. And she would trick me into talking and having a full conversation with her. And then I would find out it's my stalker. Do you know how mentally of a mind fuck that is? So eventually I would just have these just gut-wrenching moments of not wanting to work, not wanting to go live. Like it really fucked me up. Yeah, you never know. And it just really fucked with you. It fucked with me in a way that it's like Russian roulette with engaging with your stalker, which also re-ups her motives, like her motivation to keep stalking me. Like when you talk to the police or like a stalking like a hotline, they say do not ever engage with your stalker. Like do not answer the phone and tell them to stop. Do not ever do any of that. So every time she would be able to sneak into one of my streams and put on a fucking pair of glasses with the fake nose and the mustache and be like, hey, it's me, it's someone else, that really fucked me up. And it also, how do you call it? It re-emboldened her, or it positively enforced her stalking. So, yeah.
Worst enemy.
Mindfuck. Such a mindfuck.
I don't wish it on my worst enemy either.
But you're willing to forgive the stalker and becomes friends with them.
I've gotten her to stop.
I'm tired and sick,
I
chat.
have helped her see how she was wrong and how there's healthier ways to cope with things.
Wasn't she just in his live a week or two ago?
I have no idea.
She was. She made an account, and I can find the account after.
I'm encouraging her. I am not encouraging her. Like if she continues to do the stalking, that's on her, because I have asked her to stop. John, I have.
Wait, is this?
I wish that worked, because the second they became besties and she was on her live, I got 13 calls the next morning. 13 back-to-back phone calls. And then I've received multiple emails with those pictures that were AI, whatever AI enhanced, that had like me in my boxers holding a bottle of wine, totally fake, and they were just like, she would blast me like
Is
it
this
I can
Char
show
Char's
you
backup,
receipts.
or is
Never
this somebody I know?
By the way, the images that Daisy gave my stalker, because they were pictures from inside Daisy's apartment. Daisy gave my stalker pictures of me in my underwear. If you're still friends at Daisy at this point, you're a special kind of bad person.
I didn't fix her. I'm just trying to I didn't befriend her to hurt Pickles. I befriended her to forgive myself.
You befriended the stalker to forgive yourself.
Yeah, because I was absolutely awful. I was such a shitty person to her. I really was. She brought up a side of me that it's not who I am. And I forgave her and she forgave me. And I honestly do feel better about life.
I'm sorry, are you actually being fucking serious?
Yes, Tanner, I'm being absolutely fucking serious.
Dude, you sound like a fucking child. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I still respect who I do.
That's
But you sound
fine.
like
That's fine that you think I sound like a child. I'm okay with what everyone's opinion of me is. I am. I'm good. I can hold my head up high. And I'm not a content creator, so
Exactly. So why go live? Why go live?
Yeah, let's talk
Not a
about
fucking
that. I
content
went
creator.
live because a breakup is a big deal, and I didn't want to have to tell the story over and over again. And my TikTok has a lot of people from my personal life on there. And so I went live so that everybody could find out all at once what happened. And I didn't disclose the fact that I supported a grown man for months. My family didn't know it. My friends didn't know it. My employer didn't know it. They had no idea that this man was living with me for free. And so
What business is
when
there? What?
the breakup happened, I of course I was livid. He used me for money.
What? If my girlfriend needed a place to live, it's the easiest decision I'd ever make in my life. Come live with me. It's the easiest. What? And whose business is it? I don't go around telling my job, my personal life, living situation. Like, what difference would that make?
Of course, by choice. Yeah, because he misled me. He misled me. He used his mental health against me. So yeah, I went live to talk about it, and I guess because a lot of his followers were following me too, it got out and people watched it and people unfollowed him, and okay. He has screenshots of his payments. The 8K plus I've already talked about. The 8K plus goes back to 2020. He and I have known each other since 2020, and those $8,000 are not from the last 9 months. It's not. It's from. How did he mislead me? He told me that he loved
I would say 3/4 of it are from the last 9 months.
me and that we were going to be together forever, and that's why he was moving in with me. And I believed him. And like wedding vows, we weren't married, but you know how wedding vows say, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health? That's kind of how I saw it. I loved this man, and I was going to be there for him when he was at his poorest, and I was going to be there for him when he was at his sickest.
You want to explain your reposts and why you tried to lie to me and say that you weren't a part of this harassment campaign of me?
I never said that I wasn't pro Alina. I said that I wasn't hateful. I wasn't hateful.
You don't think
some other
reposting the same video that's clipped up out of context to make me and Erica look bad? You don't watch the 7-hour live to show that you're just making that up. You
No,
guys
I'm
created,
not.
are
Dan,
delusional.
I was in there.
Okay.
Dude, I was in there. I was in the chat. I was watching it happen. They were piling on her. I was in there.
What were they saying? Can you tell me? Give me an example.
No, my heart's not broken.
This is my.
You were in there. What were they
This is the
saying?
one that I recently lived with.
What?
Emma, yeah.
You were in there. What were they saying?
Oh, they were saying that she was jealous, that she wasn't invited. They were telling her to shut up. They were telling her to be positive.
People weren't telling her to shut up.
Yes, they were.
Okay. I mean, we watched the live. We saw the comments. Most of the people that were telling her, most of the people that were upset with her were the people that were from Dean's fan base, because she called Dean a racist griff, getting really upset with her. But nobody told her to shut up. That's why we had the 7-hour live. And so this, when you guys teamed up with Thing and Dane, so you can go ahead. I don't know.
I figured out about the Unfuck America tour, and I called him and I was like, hey, there's a bunch of creators going, and I was like, did you get invited? Me to answer? Do you want Dan to answer?
How did he join?
She's wondering how I joined the Unfuck. Where's this going? I can tell this reignited her like bitterness that I got to do the tour thing.
Do you want me to answer? Do you want Dan to answer?
I don't have the answer to that, so you can go ahead. I don't know.
I figured out about the Unfuck America tour, and I called him and I was like, hey, there's a bunch of creators going, and I was like, did you get invited? And he was like, no. And I was like, I think it'd be a great opportunity for you to, you know.
I'm not angry, Rose.
Okay, that's loud as fuck. Damn.
I'm not obsessed with him. He's obsessed with me. He made a video about me.
A whole video after 5 months of you going around TikTok saying how horrible of a person I am?
That is crazy, considering you literally have 3 videos on your account right now about him.
From how long ago, Tanner? When's the last time I made a post about him? Except for today, when I saw that he was going to make a video about me. It's interesting that you're like, you're like, oh, you're still obsessed with him. You have all those videos about him. He literally posted a video about me today.
Yes, because he wants you to fucking move on and quit. The stalker's been going on for 3 years.
Moved on?
You are still actively in like people's. Didn't you go up on Dan's lives today?
When have I last made a Facebook or Instagram post about you, dude?
Your Instagram bio, I'm pretty sure about a month or 2 ago, had something about him.
Yeah.
Her Instagram bio for, I think, 3 months, maybe 4. She had this bio that said, like, survivor of a narcissistic, toxic relationship. It was like something wild. It was something so wildly. It was so bad. Oh man.
Yeah, because I don't change. Like I changed it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But
2 or 3 weeks ago is the last time you've talked about him in life.
But it was in my bio. It's not something that I'm like actively talking about. It was just in my bio, and I never changed it.
Move on. Jesus, dude, get a fucking grip, Daisy. I'm sorry. But like, I promise I'm.
By the way, a month ago, at least, not less than a month ago, it was like the night before we went on the tour, the Unfuck America tour. I was on Dan's panel, and she was there, I swear, for 2 hours, for 2 whole hours, going, "Hey Dan, ask him how he's getting there. Hey Dan, ask him how he's getting there. Hey Dan, ask him how he's getting there." She wanted Dan to bring up the fact that I didn't have a license. I don't drive, chat. I don't drive. I'm actually working on getting my shit back. Like I think I have $600 saved of the $1,200 I need to like pay off some tickets, and then I'll have my driver's license back. Who cares, dude? She's never had a driver's license in her 40 years on this earth. And this is the thing she wanted to make fun of me about. The whole community on Alina's page, Alina poked fun at me for not having a license. So apparently that's like the big thing that they're like picking on me about. While Daisy herself doesn't have a goddamn license and never has. Ever. And she's 40.
I'm trying not to be mean, but like, please move the fuck on.
Also, I totally get why you're cool with stalking, because you were cool with this. This is something I've never shown before. Just so chat knows why I'm so upset with Alina, why I'm saying that her community is currently engaged in a hate campaign against me and also against Erica.
I'm on TikTok talking about it right now. I'm talking about it because you made a video about.
Why did she never get her license? I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know. She's never told me a real reason. She's like, I just don't need one. And to be honest, it's fine. I don't care. I'm not going to pick on her for not having a license, but for her to make fun of me for not having a license while she's never had one,
I didn't say
dumb.
that shit was.
So today I think was her 34th live about the Unfuck America tour. This one was from live like 27.
I like Alina. I don't know how you're okay right now, because this is incredibly stressful.
And for those of you wondering if me and Alina were friends, blah blah blah, I don't have a tough, like I don't have real beef with Alina. Lena and Dan, I've actually, quite frankly, I've been kind of annoyed about her dragging this Unfuck America tour drama out for a long time. That's my grievance with Alina. But if her and I ever had a conversation and decided that we're cool again, that's fine. But as of right now, if she decides that Daisy and Parker's behavior is acceptable, I don't know if that's going to be like a good friend to have.
Stressful, to say the very least.
I haven't been okay a lot, and unfortunately, the Discord has heard me like cry inconsolably. Like I've cried on cam tons of times, especially when I lose Kitten. But this has been very challenging, and it's
not Parker, but Parker's. It's a girl.
just because of me. It's hurt my community because again, our communities were very intertwined.
I am sick too.
And a lot of people have, not that because I never asked, and I still haven't asked anyone in my community to their concern.
We'll get to me, don't worry.
And
him. I'm not gonna say the other.
I'm sorry for
drama.
Sasha.
We're going over some Dan drama. Basically, he's covering some stuff where Daisy is being too much of a panouche to address some of the drama that she's started or responsible for in Alina's community. Notably, one where she called out a black creator for having fake tears when she was crying her eyes out on Alina's panel. And then Kovi, aka Athena, calls her out and calls out how horrible of a thing that is to say on Daisy's part. Daisy is very tacky. Come to find out, I didn't know how bad this was, but Daisy is very, very tacky and distasteful.
Can't dispute that.
7 Hour Live, I've asked them once to provide a single clip from the 7 Hour Live of me bullying. They can't do it. They can't do it.
It's disgusting. It's deplorable. And if I see any one of my mutuals supporting him after this, like, not that they really give a shit, but like, I'm flaming your ass. I'm unfriending you. I'm blocking.
Nights all
Weird ass.
I guess Alina doesn't like Dan.
Let alone anyone, I would have kicked them. In my 7 Hour Live, I said 15 times, yes, I'm yelling.
I feel you,
this is
John.
an unsafe
I feel you,
to
Jonathan.
harass is going
I just got bored, and Dan
is,
just dropped this on his YouTube, so I wanted to go over it. I didn't get to see the whole thing.
Okay, I had one live, one debunking lies she told about me and my community, and
where has
didn't see she back at all. I say I don't think stalking is a big deal. Why would that matter? What?
It's sad to see the lifters this far. So this isn't even drama between me and another leftist creator. This is drama between me and my ex.
Have to.
Oh. Yeah. Because let me do payment. Applied, broke up with me, and you agreed to it. Refused to up your mom because you back pain stuff. I don't care if you don't believe me.
Okay. I got it. 1 second.
Someone says, I'm sorry, I'm friends with both of you and I will not choose sides. That's totally fine. I wouldn't make my community do that. But I have to have boundaries, and if somebody's harboring someone like Daisy, who's like a stalker apologist, I think that's kind of a betrayal of my trust. And specifically, I just wouldn't be friends with Alina if that's what her stance was. Her community, totally fine.
I have moved on. He's the one who posted a video about me tonight.
Once again, what about the past 4 to 5 months? The videos, the Instagram bios.
Tanner, once again, when is the last time I updated my bio? When is the last time I posted
Emma, we've been broken up since December 29th.
a video?
Didn't you just say 2 to 3 weeks ago you just got rid of the
I
Instagram
changed it because I don't
2 to 3 weeks
take
ago.
it upon
So it's taking
myself to
that
change my.
long.
A second.
Oh, let me mute myself. Oh wait, no, this is about me.
Yeah. So, one of the guests was telling a very emotional thing to Erica. Erica was crying, and you said, "She don't care, Mama," referring to the guest that was telling that story.
Yeah.
She's so mature, dude.
You claimed she didn't care. She was crying in real time.
You can't tell that. I didn't know she was crying until she put the camera on herself.
Oh no! I have the video. Hold on. So the timestamp in the screenshot is 7:17. I got the video. I have the screen
Parker,
recording.
you're in here. Like,
We'll just do that too. If you
was-
really want to walk yourself through this lie, that's fine. We'll do that too.
Okay.
She was audibly crying. I will pull up the whole video. I'm not
at that point, I was listening to Irene's mom.
okay.
I told Erica that her tears were fake.
You couldn't even hear.
Oh yeah. So everyone else knew that she was crying, but you didn't know. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So this is what's gonna happen. I'm no longer gonna tolerate anyone talking shit about Erica. I'm no longer gonna tolerate anyone talking shit about me.
I'm not talking shit about Erica.
I'm
not even talking shit about you. Yeah.
No. I'm saying.
Jonathan, yes, there's a little bit of TikTok drama mixed into this, but I'm actually this started off as Dan dissecting a video of my drama, and it's my drama with my ex, so it's not really TikTok drama. I guess you can say it's TikTok drama now, but yeah, I don't want to drag this out for a long ass time. Like, other creators have been dragging out the Unfuck America tour for 30 days. This is like the third day that I've addressed this. And this is, to me, bigger than that. So, whatever.
Please let me talk. I'm sorry. But please.
I heard you.
I want to call him out on any of his lies. Hold him accountable.
You're good, John.
But
You're
there's
good.
not a single lie. There's not a single lie he could have told to justify stalking and to justify you becoming friends with a stalker.
Mama.
Hold on. I said earlier, I don't know if Daisy was here, but I told Dan earlier that I was a mediator first.
No, I heard you. Yeah, I was here.
I did not pick sides.
And you said that you were going to stay neutral.
Please let me talk. I've not interrupted you once. I've not interrupted you once. Please let me talk. I'm sorry, but please. I told Dan, and I told John, and I told you that I'm a mediator, that I am not going to pick sides, that I'm going to be here for both of you. So that's what I was doing until you became friends with her, and I fucking made it clear that I thought that was weird. And so I backed out of it because I'm not going to be friends with you if you're going to become friends with her, who is a literal fucking criminal. She's an actual criminal. She's been to jail, and she's a stalker. I was a mediator for both of you. I didn't even tell John that I was still texting you. I was a mediator.
No, Tanner is not Pickles. Tanner is like one of his main admins and friends.
W Tanner's in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. What did you say?
I wish I was 6 foot.
For being more mature than someone exactly twice his age. Daisy's 40, Tanner's 20.
5 though. I'm sorry.
Really quick.
No, Tanner isn't Pickles. I can attest to the fact that Tanner isn't Pickles because yeah, Tanner and I were cool.
And so what? Until you became friends with her.
Until I became friends with her.
Last stalker.
A criminal. Yeah, like I said, Tanner, I've gotten to know her. I know all about those charges. And I know that they were dropped. So you keep calling her a criminal. She's not a criminal.
Wait. Stalking's not a crime?
He's referring to the fact that she went to jail and like the charges that that John posted in that video that he posted tonight.
Okay, and what about do you think that she committed a crime when she stalked John?
Yes,
Okay, so she's a criminal. So she's a criminal. I don't know why you're defending her. So, really quick.
Yes, I am okay. I'm great. Thank you.
Really quick.
Thank you for
I'm just going to
asking.
finish this video really quick just for context for everybody because it's the only time I've played it on live.
And
Y'all are
it's
so funny.
specifically also leftist men. The amount of times that I've
All right. I don't want to go over this. This is Alina drama. I'm good without all that.
to women in a positive or flat.
So I don't know if anyone was paying attention to the chat as well. It was absolutely disgusting towards me. Alina doesn't care about anything like that. Anyway, sorry. Let's go back to you justifying stalking and you becoming friends with the stalker to hurt John. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
I mean, y'all aren't going to believe me, but I'm not friends with a stalker to hurt John. And you're not going to believe that, and that's okay. That's fine. But that's the truth. That's the end. That's all I can say. But I will tell you that his video that he posted is full of a lot of lies. I never tried to steal his dog.
She literally, so the text message that I put in the video is me asking one of our mutual friends, more specifically a friend of mine that became friends with her much later. I said, hey, did you suggest that Daisy take my dog, steal my dog? And that person said, yes, at first I suggested that. And then she goes on to say, but then I learned it was your dog, not hers, which is a complete lie. My name on the internet has been Pickles for 6 years. This person met me when I was a gamer who went by the name of Pickles. My dog's name is fucking Pickles. Put 2 and 2 together. Stop fucking talking out of your ass.
Wait, so what about the screenshot that he showed?
What was the screenshot that I told him that I was going to steal the dog?
What, did you read it?
No.
Yes.
Because I know it wasn't me.
She goes, I wanted her on weekends, is what she started with. And then she goes, if you don't let me, I'm going to transfer all of this debt and do all these things to make you liable for it. And she's like, technically, Pickles is under my name in the vet records. So technically, I have rights to her. This is what she started saying to me. So she did try to steal my dog.
Okay, well, you lied about what you said about Erica. You lied about what you said about me.
I didn't say that.
You lied. So there's 3 lies. So just since you've been on my live, I've caught you in 3 lies. I don't believe you as far as I can throw you. So I think we're done here. You could go on someone else's live. You can go on your own live and talk about it. That's fine. If you want to, I imagine that what this is going to lead to is because the Alinists are going to support their stalkers and are going to support their people that hate women, people that don't support black female creators because they are not acquiescing to their demands. You guys are going to keep supporting each other in your cult with zero accountability. That's fine. So I'm going to keep getting hate. That's fine too, because I'm going to speak up. I'm going to speak up about what's happening to my friends, and that includes Erica. That includes Pickles. That includes my community.
Oh,
and
now you're friends with Pickles. Cute. That's adorable. Didn't he block you?
Yeah. You know what? He did block me, and he blocked me because I was lied about, and he came to me and apologized. Because when he found out
you were lied about.
Yeah. Because when he found out that he was lied to, he apologized for not coming to me first. He owned up to it.
I have never denied that.
Here's the other thing. So there was a brief period of time where I had Dan blocked. There was some drama that went on that I will not even speak on because I don't know anything about it. I don't know enough to speak about it. But when I did this to Dan, there were 0 things I said to my community. I did not say a single thing to my community or speak on it publicly. I let that work itself out because I know how harmful lies can be to a content creator or just somebody in general.
I don't have ill in my bio. I never denied that. Like, okay, tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, no, you denied that you weren't a part of this campaign to harass me. You denied that. You shared the same video.
Hateful. You called me hateful, and I was like, I'm not hateful. Dan, like you're spinning things.
All right, you know what? We're gonna watch the video. We're gonna watch the video that you shared 7 times. We're gonna watch the video that you shared 7 times. And
I'm not saying I didn't share it. I'm not saying that. You don't have to watch it. Like I'm not saying that I didn't share it.
So if you share a hit piece about 2 people, myself and Erica, if you share a hit piece 7 times,
well, that makes me hateful.
Yes, towards me and Erica at least, right? Yes. Okay. I'm glad we agree. I hope you have the life you deserve. Holy shit.
I think you dropped her right there.
And you made a 7-hour live about Alina? JC, did you watch the 7-hour live about Alina? No, you didn't. Because in your mind, no justification could be... If I made a 7-hour live about Candace Owens, would you still say it was a problem? Candace Owens lies a lot. Would that be a problem? If I made a 7-hour live about Carolyn Levitt, would that be a problem? She lies a lot. No, it's because it's Alina. It's your cult leader. That's why you're upset. Alina lied. She got called out. She'll never take accountability for anything. And she turned her goons, which is their literal subname, she turned their goons towards me and towards Erica. Y'all are bad people, okay? This is me crashing out. This is toxic masculinity. This is what they're going to say. It's toxic masculinity. Dan is a misogynist because he held a 7-hour live about a woman. That's what I was getting this whole time. And meanwhile, the women in my community are like, how is this possible? How are they calling Dan a misogynist? This is like the most unproblematic person on this platform. And that's why I don't care about because I know the Alinas never watched me. They don't know anything about me. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Get him, Dan.
And I need to say really quick. I didn't want to be dragged into any of this. John's in the box.
Oh, let me bring him up in a second. Hold on.
Nope, never mind. Somebody's got him.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to come up, and I don't want to just stick up for somebody I'm in a parasocial relationship with. But dude, it's gone on for way too fucking long, and all I ask is please, like after this, like do not. I don't want to be involved in any of this shit, guys. I'm the same with Pickles. I don't like drama. I really don't. All right, I'm 20 years old. All right, and I live with my mom. All right, my mom's my best friend. Okay, just leave me the fuck alone, please. All right, I don't want to be involved in this shit.
No, I feel you. Well, Tanner, you don't have to worry because we're going to be going back to our regularly scheduled programming, everybody. Tomorrow is going to be Alina's 35th live about the Unfuck America tour. Make sure to bring your sub money so that you can get into her Discord. Make sure to bring your $200 because she has a live goal of $200 every day. But don't worry, I'm the grifter. Don't worry, Dean's the grifter. Sorry. Hey, Pickles.
Dan, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing this stream. I had no idea you were going to do the stream.
I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't planning on doing it. I was just gonna watch your video and then end it. But Daisy decided to come up and tell a bunch of lies. So
yeah, I don't know how the fuck we got to this point. I'm gonna be honest,
but so one takeaway I got from this is that someone can do something to deserve to be stalked, and that everybody that is still friends with Daisy is an enabler of that, and that apparently there's lies that can be dissected from the video I made. So I would love to see a good response from that, but I didn't really hear her name any of them. So as far as I can tell, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look really good. Doesn't look really good on their part.
Yeah, I'm just as tired as I am when, in this video. This is at like 4 a.m. when this is going on. I don't know how I'm still up right now, but yeah. Obama. W Dan for doing that live, guys. We thank you so much for hanging out for this hour or whatever. We just did this. If you guys want this video, fuck, why didn't I just stream this to my YouTube? I just downloaded this video and I'm just gonna have to download this live.
Are you on Twitch right now?
No, I don't know why I quit my oh, because I was gonna get flagged for unoriginal content.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to download this from TikTok and repost it on YouTube because this is worth watching, like my commentary on this. I'm pretty sure this buttons it all up. I just finished downloading it with Clip Grabber. I don't even know if that's what I need, but yeah, I will go to TikTok and start to download. This takes forever.
yeah, that was such a just ridiculous live. I rewatched it and I don't know, like I couldn't believe it, but I don't know.
W again, Tanner?
Yeah, W Tanner in the chat. Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
No, I mean, seriously, just based on the immaturity, and it showed, like Pickles, you said this, it shows her in the bad light, and it's proving that who's really at wrong here, I mean, I don't think that Daisy may understand that, like, what she's doing is emboldening Catherine and what she's done already in the last 4 years. Tanner, I know we've been around long enough to know the situation from the get-go. it ain't right, man. You know.
And stalkers are always going to have a sob story. That's why they never get. Well, a lot of them have a hard time getting arrested or convicted because
they
the
use it
cops
for
give them so many excuses.
Yeah, the manipulation, exactly. Yeah, it's and I feel bad for Daisy in a way because she knows that like the stuff that she was saying back then on the Facebook gaming pages and stuff like that and the lives was accurate and warranted for her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's no justification. Like her saying those things, I don't buy it at all. I don't buy it at all. Like, she watched me curl up into a ball and be clinically depressed for like a year. There's nothing that justifies being friends with this person.
No, and like I said in the chat earlier too, like to kick you while you're down. I mean, really the premise of a relationship is to, if she believes in the marriage ideology, right? If she believes that you guys were in a relationship to be married and to be life partners, this is not how you would treat your life partner in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're complaining about 9 months of bills and maybe an $85 vet bill. Give me a break. What if you had an accident, right? Like got hit by a car and was disabled? Would she stand by you? Of course not.
I mean, okay, not to minimize how much she took care of me, but like she was already paying rent before I moved in. She paid rent by herself.
Yeah.
So we'd be talking about like me upping the electricity bill, me eating food, me flushing the toilet a lot, maybe. Other than that, like as soon as I started making money, she would send me invoices. I paid them over like on every time, the same day. So her complaint, like if she wanted to talk about something like me, like an arrangement for me to pay her back for some of the stuff while we were still together, that's one thing. But to do it like after we broke up, like when I first heard about this was like days after, when she was on live conspiring with her friends about how bad of a person I was. That's the first time I heard about the fact that I owed her money.
And multiple other false accusations, by the way. Multiple other.
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying about like the financial thing and where she's like kept trying to land somewhere in her argument, right? And towards the end, the only thing that she kept saying was like, "Oh, well, I took care of him. I shouldn't have had to done that," type of thing. And it's like, no, man. If you really thought that you guys were like a legitimate long-term life partner situation where marriage and vows and all this stuff till death do us part in sickness and in health.
That's every relationship. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
What does that even fucking mean?
I showed my mom some of the video and some of the clips and stuff, and my mom told me a story about my stepdad who's passed away, unfortunately, but she told me a story of how when they were in the relationship, there was a time where my stepdad got fired from his job, and there was a point where he was making no money, and that she was the provider for a while, and he felt sick to his stomach because, you know, usually he was a provider all of his life, and this was a point in time where he couldn't provide financially, and she didn't get mad at him. She didn't get because he was still pushing and trying to be better and trying to get back on his feet. You know what I mean? And that's the difference is if if you're sitting on your ass and you're not doing anything, then I get it. I can see financially how that stresses you out. But Pickles was actively, yes, mental health problems aside, was trying to get back on his feet and trying to restart somewhere. And I think that's just what pisses me off. How she's trying to say that Pickles was just sitting on his ass and not making any money and never paid me back and shit. And it's just I don't know.
What I mean to say is it's child's play at the end of the day. Like in a real relationship, no partner would ever say the stuff that she said, based on even a 9-month deal of money. If that's her big claim and a vet bill, that's not sufficient to justify the stuff that she's saying. It's not okay that Catherine stalked you for this long, and it's not okay that she's emboldening by making her a mod. This isn't right. This isn't good in any way. Not just for you, but I mean for her. She was also a victim of this. This is not it's not like she wasn't around dealing with this stuff.
Yeah. Guys, if you guys want to be filled in on what we're talking about, you're welcome to go to my main TikTok channel, Pickles GGS. That's my most recent upload is kind of like the drama we're covering tonight. And this video that we just finished watching is on Dan's YouTube, soon to be on mine. And this is just hopefully the end of it. I promised Sunday that I wouldn't bring this up anymore, that I wanted to draw boundaries and not let this go. But Dan just gave us this uploaded video of him addressing the drama with Daisy and her response. And it's really bad. It's real bad what Daisy's response was to all of these things. To her doing the things she did. Not good. And I feel better the more the word gets out, because apparently there is an entire community that feels like I have done Daisy wrong, that I'm a bad person, that I should be, quote, canceled. I should be canceled. I have gone into lives where they have made it their mission to spam in the live channel that I'm a bad person and that people like women and BIPOC community are not safe around me. And that made me feel violently hostile. That is not true. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild, man. I mean, it's just wild. The stuff that she was saying was, like you said, is not right. You know, nor could it be even justified. You know.
I think as the late great Kamala Harris once said, it's time to turn the page.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at me,
No,
asshole.
That was deep.
That was deep for sure.
That was deep for real. Felt that. That was deep.
The biggest thing for me is, at least every time that this flares up, it's not, I'm not too worried about Daisy per se. It's the stalker, right? Like it's her that's the problem, and I'm nervous that she's gonna continue to. I mean, to me, it's like she's never stopped really at this point. Like that it's gonna continue on, and we're gonna keep pushing this out more and more years. Like this has to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually there's like a TikTok account now named Pickles is
Canceled, right, or something. Cancel Pickles.
Cancel Pickles, yeah. There's an account doing that. I'm pretty sure the person in here that was in here earlier, like, why are you still talking about this? I'm pretty sure it was like that person who made the account or someone else close to them.
Yeah.
Are there no anti-stalking laws in my state? I don't know.
Dude, you should. Go ahead. Sorry.
Stalking laws are so very, very complicated, and cyber stalking even gets more complicated on top of that, and cops need abundant law proof. And sadly, sometimes cops will not do anything until you can show that you are afraid for your bodily harm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to speak for Pickles. If he has fear on that, that's not my place. I'm just saying that's how cops usually respond to that.
Yeah, to be honest, most of the time they wait until the situation's blown up and somebody got hurt, because then it's in court-wise, it's easy for them to convict. You know.
So here's the other thing that really fucks with me. So like, considering I'm a guy, and this is a very rare thing that we're like guys are at a disadvantage in any way, but in this case, being a guy sucks. So like me talking to the police, one of the questions they had was she hot? And
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Wow.
The other thing was, I was showing them proof that this person was sending me unsolicited, like, nudes, pictures of them rubbing their
Right.
And they sat there and they would watch it with me, and I was like very uncomfortable, very noticeably uncomfortable with it. And they're like, well, do you have any that has her face? It's like, no, but like she has a tattoo on her finger right there. Like we can cross-reference it. They're like, no, I need her face. It's like, dude, really? Like if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
telling me if someone sent pictures of themselves jerking their gherkin multiple times to a person that didn't want it, and they had claims of like them stalking, like this person has flown into my state, followed me around for 3 days live in person before, you would just, your hands would be tied, couldn't do nothing. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Like, wow, dude.
And by the way, not to pivot completely, but I know I didn't address it in the Discord chat because, like I said, I don't fuck with this drama and stuff. But I did get a text Sunday from one of the people involved, just to prove to you that they will not let this up. They will not let this up. Like if I gave them a response, and thank you to Arjun and everyone else on that admin chat who helped me, respond to that, or not responded, I guess. If I would have responded to it, it like that's what they want. They wanted a response. They wanted the energy back, and I just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like playing frisbee. They want you to toss the thing back so they can play the game, continue the game on. And that's the problem, is that it has to stop. Like there just has to be a massive separation between that and it's I don't want anybody to think that
I'll show the fucking receipts.
Yeah.
It's a text from Daisy, right? It's a text
Yes,
from
but
Daisy to you. And she goes, "When did I ever make a post about Pickles?" Right? That's what she said.
Correct.
I'll show you when she made a fucking post about me.
I've got pictures as well that I'll send you right now.
I'll show you. You can't walk through my Facebook here. There you go. This is her posting about me. Saying she's got somebody in my Discord who screen grabbed this and sent it. She